A lot of individuals think that life is happening to them and not for them. And I believe that is why a lot of people do not see the success that they want to see, or they don't materialize the things that they want to see within their life. And once you switch from thinking that life is happening to you, from to switching it to life is happening for me, is when you'll start to materialize those things that you want to see in your life. When I switched from that mindset shift is when I started to materialize everything that I wanted to see in my life, including payouts, me being able to trade, just small things within my life. And when I would go through those challenging experiences, is when I started to realize that these challenging experiences were not setbacks, they were lessons and opportunities for my new self and the self that I wanted to create to emerge. So what you need to do, like you need to think, okay, like I'm going through a challenging circumstance, I'm going through a challenging experience. Okay, so this is an opportunity for me to grow. And if you look at it from that point of view, you should be motivated. Like you shouldn't even look at it as, okay, like why is this happening to me? Like it's always me, poor me. That's why you are materializing the poor things in your life. That's why you're not seeing the money that you want to see. That's not why you're not seeing the happiness that you want to see, because you are looking at life from a negative point of view. And when you look at everything from a positive perspective is when you start to materialize the positive things, because everything is all mental. Everything is purely mental. It's all a frequency. And if you actually look into the capabilities of the human brain, is when you will actually figure out how life works, because everything is mental. Everything that you see is created in the mind. I've been reading and researching about the human brain, and if the human brain was able to use 3% of its brain, you would be able to see the success, any success that you want. You'd be able to get anything that you want. And I believe that it is you are able to achieve that 3%. Right now, a lot of humans are operating at 1%, which is kind of the factory setting. And if you can get out of the factory setting and actually switch your brain onto actually thinking that you are able to create your reality, because your thoughts create your actions and your actions create your reality. So if you were in your head thinking positive about a challenging experience and you're able to look at the positives, you'll start to materialize the positives from that situation. When I started day trading, I was going through the motions and I was thinking that the skill was not for me. I thought, okay, this is too hard. Like maybe I need to try something else. But when I looked at it from a positive perspective, that, okay, this is teaching me discipline, this is teaching me patience, and it was teaching me so many things about myself that the old me did not have. And once I went through that process and was able to look at that period that I was going through a positive lens, is when I started to materialize everything that I wanted to see. These certificates that you see of me passing funded accounts and payouts, it did not just happen by chance. It didn't just fall out of the sky. I had to think about those things in my mind and materialize them in my mind before they can materialize in the physical realm. Because that's why people see a lot of the negative things in their life. They're looking at life from a negative perspective. They look at life from, well, poor me, I must not be good enough, or that person has some special skill set. That isn't true. And if you think like that, then that's what your life is going to be. Like everything is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of your state of being, and it's a reflection of what your mind is consumed with. And you can just kind of tell what a person has in their mind based off the life they live, based off the things that you see them have. The successful people, you get a literally clear depiction of what their mindset is. They believe that they can do everything and anything, and so you see it within the physical realm. And if you look at a regular individual or a person who is not as successful, they look at life from a limited lens. They look at it from they have a cap on their life. They think that, okay, this is the best it can get, and they're right. That's the best it's going to get, because they're not seeing life from a limitless perspective. That's exactly what you need to look at it from. Life is limitless until you die. Every failure up until death is purely mental, and that you need to look at life from a limitless perspective, because you get unlimited chances at this game of life until you die. That's crazy, right? You get unlimited chances at this life until you die. So why not try to construct a positive reality if you have unlimited chances? If you know that if you hyper focus on the negative things within your life and then you see those negative things materialize, why not change it the next day and try to think of things from a positive lens? That's what I try to do every single day when I wake up. I thank God for the opportunity that I have to materialize all of the desires that I have in my heart, because he has given us that gift of being able to create with our mind. So if I'm able to look at life from a limitless perspective and think that I can do anything I want to do, it's going to happen, because my subconscious mind, once you program your subconscious mind to think limitless, is going to do those limitless actions. It's going to put you in the position to have those things that you desire. Like I said again, these certificates and the things that I do right now within my life, I had to look at it from a limitless perspective is when I started getting really like endless results. And I'm just right now, I'm not even done like with what I'm doing right now. Like I'm still looking at life from a limitless perspective. And if you can do the same, is when you'll start to see everything, because everything is frequency. Your brain operates on a frequency. I talk about this in all of my videos. Your brain operates on a frequency, and the higher frequency of things you will attract. So I'm pretty sure money is a common desire amongst the human race. if if people think from a low frequency about money, and they think that it's so finite and that only the top 1% of people get it, then they're not going to get it, because they're not on the frequency of money. So once you kind of program your subconscious mind and start to rise in frequencies, is when you'll start to attract the things that correlate with your frequency, because I believe that everything is frequency. Like it's everything is purely frequency. And going back to thinking that life is happening for you and not to you has frequency with it. You're thinking at a high frequency when you think that, okay, life is happening for me to grow. When you think that life is happening for you to grow, what are you going to do? You're going to grow, because you're thinking, okay, this is an opportunity for me to grow. And if you think, okay, life is happening for me to set me back, what is it going to do? It's going to set you back. There's no such thing as setbacks. If you look at it as a setback, I rather think of it as a slingshot. If you feel like you're getting set back, just think of it as, okay, I'm getting put in a slingshot for me to propel forward 10 times where I was before. And if you think about it from that lens, just watch the results that you will see within your life. Just watch. Because when you think like that, remember, when your subconscious mind and you think like that, your actions will follow. Everything, a lot of things that we do is unconscious movements, such as breathing. Your brain does not have to think about breathing. And if you're able to program, okay, that I can do whatever I want, I can do anything that I put my mind to, your actions are going to follow. It's going to start to put in the input towards those desires. It'll start to come natural. And that's the state that you want to be in. You want to be where everything is purely natural and you are flowing from a unconscious state. Like a lot of people have to think about doing the non-negotiables. But when you get your brain and your mind to think, okay, this is normal, like this is a everyday experience, is when you'll really start to extract everything that you want to see out of life. And I believe that right now I am a prime example of that mindset. It's literally just brainwashing yourself. You have to be a little bit delusional. Like a few months ago, like people would be like, bro, like you're wasting your time like day trading. And now they ask me, bro, can you teach me, like how do you get there? And I'm like, bro, it's all mental. Everything that you think is going to materialize in your life. And when you think positive about your life is going to look positive. That's how you have to look at life. And when you look at like life through that lens, and when you'll start to attract everything that you want to see.